Die haben gerade übrigens noch ein anderes hier, die haben noch ein Video hochgeladen. Das gucken wir auch noch mal eben.
Hi, I'm Ibn from
Endgame,
Grinding
Druide Endgame
Games.
Showcase.
Path of Exile 2, The Last of the Druids, is just around the corner.
Let's
and
go,
you might be
ey.
wondering,
Oh,
what is the
guckt euch
Druid
das an,
actually
Alter, der
capable
Drache.
of
Das
at
ist so
Endgame?
fucking episch, ey, WTF.
Exile 2, The Last of the Druids, is just around the corner.
Guckt euch diesen
And you
scheiß
might be
Drachen an.
wondering,
Hä? Guckt euch das an.
what is the Druid
Das
actually
ist so
capable
fucking
of
geil.
at Endgame? Well, today we've created a handful of builds that might help you out in the Fresh League, or inspire you to come up with something even crazier.
Ach, guck mal, wie cool die jetzt auch endlich mal zeigen, welche Maps die laufen in dem Showcase.
This shaman
Nice.
uses the advancing storm support and ground debuffs to make his tornadoes into whirlwinds of elemental destruction.
Ja, das
Tornado
ist cool.
sucks up any elemental ground surface
Ja,
it
das ist
encounters,
geil.
empowering the tornado with those effects and extra
Können
damage.
wir wieder ein Windbild spielen.
To create these surfaces, the ferocious wolf form can easily freeze enemies, which allows us to create chilled ground with this support. We've also got a curse setup that creates burning ground, and unique boots that drop shocked ground. We've also made use of some of the more powerful effects from the Shaman's Wisdom of the Magi node. The Idol of Maxarius increases our storm limit for maximum ruckus. If tornadoes aren't your thing,
Maximum
maybe
ruckus,
this fire-breathing wyvern can bring
Oh
the
mein
heat hereafter.
Gott, guckt euch das an.
Normally,
Wie
the
geil
Wyvern's
das
Flame
ist.
Breath would be used as an ultimate type ability. But naturally, you might want to see how much further you can take it. we turn this
Alter
into a clearing
Schwede,
skill?
damit haben sie echt den Vogel den Drachen
Flame Breath
abgeschossen,
is a skill
mit dem
that
Skill.
burns rage. So
So
if we get
fucking
enough
geil.
of it, we can keep aloft out of pure spite.
Es ist so
To help
gut.
us generate this rage,
Holy shit.
we are making use of the new buff gem, Eternal
Alter, wie
Rage, bring the
lange?
heat hereafter. Normally, the Wyvern's Flame Breath would be used as an ultimate type ability. But naturally, you might want to see how much further you can take it. Can we turn this into a clearing skill?
Bro, es
Flame
ist
Breath
so
is a
geil.
skill that burns rage. So if we get enough of it, we can keep aloft out of pure spite. To help us generate this
Mega
rage,
gut.
we are making use of the new buff
Das
gem,
Blizzards
Eternal
feuchter Traum,
Rage.
ja, ist so.
This generates 5 rage per second. We're also using the keystone Primal Hunger, that regenerates 1 rage per second per 4 rage we've spent recently, as well as giving us 100% more maximum rage. Rage.
Oh,
Rage.
what the fuck,
Rage.
okay.
We can also grab all of the Ignite and Rage nodes conveniently in the Druid area of the tree. Now our Ignites burn much hotter as well. With all this together, we
Fuck
simply
yeah.
take to the sky and reenact Rain of Fire.
Ey, wie badass ist das bitte?
Of course, we can't just fly around forever. There will be some necessary downtime between flights. Fortunately, we've got a gullet full of
Es gibt eine Sache, die ich mir noch wünsche, ist, dass wenn man sprintet mit dem Drachen, dass der nicht einfach schneller läuft, sondern dass der fliegt. Bitte. Das wäre so fucking geil.
oil and fresh hot magma to ignite it. After the announcement last week, the green thumbs amongst us got pretty excited at the idea of watering their plants. We've got you covered. This next build automates a whole garden using spell totems. At the root of this build is the Wild Surge Incantation Keystone, which makes all storm and plant spells deal more damage and cost less resources, at the cost of losing a lot of their duration. But because we're automating this, duration isn't a huge concern. This build makes use of the new unique Falls Protector to ensure that we've always got plenty of power charges to summon our totem.
Ah, Power Charge und Critical Hit, okay.
After we generate our initial charges, our totems will be able to self-sustain their cost. So, if we put Entangle on a spell totem, it can build a garden for us. All we have to do is water it with a gentle little thunderstorm. One of our support gems also appreciates this downpour. Accelerated growth triggers an explosion once it's been overgrown, blinding enemies it hits. For tougher rares and
Geil.
bosses, you'd probably want to throw in some Thrashing Vines to ensure a true plantastrophe, bodily botany, chlorophyll overkill. But maybe you're not into
Chlorophyll
gardens
overkill.
and more into tearing them up with an army of dog friends. This Wolfpack build is a good place to start. In order to support an army of minions, you can take the Lord of the Wild's Keystone to allow you to use a Scepter alongside your animal talisman. This will buff your minions.
Oh, no way. Das ist ja krass. Non-Minions, okay. 15 less Spirit. Ne? Es gibt eine der Ascendancies vom Druide hat, dass man, wenn man keine Charms hat, pro leerem Charm-Slot kriegt man irgendwie, glaube ich, 20 oder 40 Spirit. Das ist ultra geil. Mit der Note zusammen mega stark.
And provide a respectable pack of 8 wolf friends. But we can get this number even higher. As we pounce around the map, our damage is enough to shred our foes and attract more wolves to the pack. But what's the point of this build if we're not howling? Lunar Assault helps us clear and freeze enemies and buff our wolves for even more damage. This build also makes use of Rage in a few ways. Notably, it uses Commanding Rage to make your Rage affect your wolves. Rage also extends the duration of Lunar Blessing, a skill that gives the entire pack more cold damage and creates destructive moonbeams each time we hit. Lastly, let's warm things back up with the Demon Bear. Here, we're using Fury of the King to transform into a burning monstrosity. With this, we can open molten fissures everywhere we jump. Once opened, we've got a few options to make them erupt again and again. We could use a Shockwave Cannon, which repeatedly blasts the ground. And of course, we're still a bear, so we can rampage around, triggering the fissures over and over.
Oh mein Gott.
To capitalize on this,
Geil.
we're going to want to extend our rampage as long as we can. Once
Das
we are
ist
as
halt auch
angry as
geil.
we can be, our rampage can last around 20 seconds.
Ehrlich.
That's a lot of pounding.
Hammergut.
Just like the Wyvern build from earlier, we're going to make use of the Primal Hunger Keystone and the Eternal Rage buff gem. That's how the build plays, but to me the best part of this build is the Oracle Ascendancy. Look at this passive tree, it's just as cooked as our bear.
Das.
We've done something very fun here. That's how the build
Alter.
plays, but to me the best part of this build is the Oracle Ascendancy. Look at this passive tree,
Yeah.
it's just as cooked as our bear. We've done something very fun here, grabbing as many keystones as possible and using them to take some of the bigger nodes without the lead-ups. We've taken Resolute Technique, so we don't crit, which allows us to take Pain Attunement, so we don't see the upside or the downside. There's more going on, but we'll let you figure it out for yourself.
Mega geil.
As you can see, the Druid offers a lot of options. Whether you're tearing through maps with storms, scorching everything from the sky, unleashing botanical devastation, leading a loyal wolf back, or rampaging across Rayclast as a spicy bear, there's a build here for every kind of primal playstyle.
Ich weiß nicht, ob schon ein
These are just a handful
Update.
of
Also
ideas
für
to get you
Passive Building
started.
glaube ich nicht.
The last of the
Das muss ja
Druids
erstmal released
launches on
werden,
11
der
AM December
Passive
12th
Tree, ne?
PST. We can't wait to see what you come up with.